Playboi Carti has already fallen off. Carti is in a pretty weird juncture of his career, considering the fact he's probably the only artist from the SoundCloud era of rap to be gaining listeners instead of losing them. Looking back at that XXL cypher, basically everyone has lost listeners or just completely went downhill with their career, besides Carti. This is partly because he basically put his career in carbonite by just not dropping music for a bunch of years and having his fans starve for releases. And edging his fans like this completely changed the way people consume Carti's music. Niggas were making mock images of what it would look like if he actually dropped an album. Only Rihanna or maybe Frank fans can go star for star with Carti fans, to be honest. Rihanna did drop that Here a Nigga Damn Smurf song, but still, he shouldn't really drop albums like that. These huge waits in between drops are just bound to affect the way people consume the music. If it's really good, they're like, oh my God, he saved us, he gave us what we needed. If it's really bad, they're like, we waited 25,000 years for this. And considering the fast food type of nature people review music with when it comes to rap, even the idea of good or bad is questionable. When you take into account his last album had 30 plus songs and he had multiple bundles and little things he added on there, it kind of makes it hard for your average listener to really grasp what they're listening to. The average person is going to see a 30 song track list, tune into 4 or 5, maybe 6 of them songs and be like, oh, I made my decision on what this album really is. 22, definitely fucking 25 plus song albums should be illegal in every state. It's like the most blatantly obvious stream bait that Carti was doing, and a lot of artists do it, so it's not like he's the only person who does this stuff, but 25 plus song albums are almost unlistenable more than once. Carti kind of mentions on different songs on the album, after the album, oh, I went 30 for 30, I went 30 for 30, catch up. And just to be honest with you, I'm keeping it a buck, this nigga's lying to you. I'm not necessarily complaining about an album that we waited about 3-4 years for to be packed full of songs. I'm more about the artistic cohesion of the album because it's just not there. Obviously 30 songs can't really go together very well, especially when you have like random ass songs like Need All the Vibes, Twin Trim, where half of it's the intro. Carti's almost become like self-aware of how much his name and his impact is prominent in modern day hip hop. He's not just some random like mumble voice type of random voice. He's almost the biggest rapper in the world right now. And I feel like he's phoning it in now that he knows that, because he knows his name in and of itself will get people talking. His core fan base liked him when he was a fringe, weird, experimental rapper. It was common consensus before, say, 2019, 2020, he was living in Lil Uzi Vert's shadow. A lot of young niggas don't remember them 2019 lunch tables where Carti and Uzi was a debate and Uzi would get like 70 to 80% of the vote. This was mainly a side effect of Carti just not changing his password for like 2 or 3 years after Die Lit, and just getting so many leaks that he couldn't even release an album because the rollout was getting fucked up every time. But I think during this period of time, the leaks that came out almost helped his career because it made new grails. Because you would ask niggas, what's your favorite Carti song? And it would be some shit you never heard of before. This made his fan base be so diehard and so avid that his releases became like a mythical event like Jesus coming back. So in 2020, when bisexual vampire Jesus dropped the album, Christmas was ruined. This nigga was getting clowned on Twitter like no one has ever seen before. The leaks were so good that people thought that he could make the same song again and again for like 12 songs on an album, but make them all better. He scrapped almost every song except for like Place and New Neon. A lot of people hated that album. On Christmas night, I listened to it from front to back. At this time, I was not a Carti fan. I was just listening to it with the open mind of trying to maybe get a better understanding of why people like Carti. And I'm here to tell you right now, that shit was hard. Whole Lotta Red dropped at a really weird time. During the pandemic, we were all sitting inside the house, and that nigga was saying, jump out the house. And I feel like people didn't really have the idea in their head of rage rap or just very aggressive rap. I mean, most we had was like X, but X was long dead when this album dropped. So when you really think about it, Carti didn't have much of a competitor in this sphere until he created them. You know, X was already dead, and like Scar Lord, I guess, was kind of irrelevant. But yeah, Carti kind of pushed himself into a weird spot because he had enough influence to go mainstream, I guess, but was basically an underground legend because he didn't drop songs. Most of them were on SoundCloud. He basically made rage rap the main genre / template for niggas to blow up with, the meat and bones for vultures to pick on to stay alive. You can tell somebody falling off too when they hop on Yeet beats to stay relevant. The baby. But anyways, people came around to Whole Lotta Red actually being good, and this had the King Vamp tours take place, where that was pretty successful in growing Carti's brand. And Carti does what with this success? Fucking nothing. Goes into hiding for like 3 or 4 years. And then like 2018 to 2020, he forgets his password, a million leaks come out, delays his rollout, delays a lot of stuff. So more and more edging takes place. We think we're getting an album around 2024. is in the songs 2024 music. But since Carti is now more self-aware, he doesn't just go and drop songs normally. He goes to Instagram and YouTube instead of streaming platforms to advertise the song. And he has Opium Skinhead come on tonight, Carti dropping tonight. He understands the spectacle of his music, the fact that him dropping is a big thing, people. So now in 2025, we have the fruits of our labor being begging. And I don't think the album that we got was what we really deserved or what we thought it was going to be. In general, I think it's just kind of underwhelming. The Carti from Whole Lotta Red is way, way, way different from this Carti. And experimentation is obviously a part of Carti's musical career, but I don't think he does it well at all this time. For one, he's trying this new deep voice, which is like a mixture of Future, Carti himself, Darth Vader, an aggressive Galaxy Gas Whippet. I think somewhere along the line of him making this last album, he's realizing, hey, my name sells. I am a superstar. I've kind of made it up to the upper echelon of rap music. If I come on here with like a deep voice and I just kind of have simple, basic flows, it's going to still work because I'm Carti. The culture moves with me. I don't move with the culture. You genuinely cannot say that Whole Lotta Red didn't influence so many artists to come up in the underground. And then before that, obviously self-titled and Die-Lit, mumble rap, right? That dumbass word got popularized by Carti. He almost is, I know I was joking before, bisexual vampire Jesus, because he almost got crucified on the internet so that other rappers can come up off of his shit. But like what I was saying, his albums and his bodies of work, released and non-released, kind of birthed their own type of new rappers and new styles. Nothing about I Am music screams new era of music or new styles to be taken from this. Only thing that's inspiring from this, rollout, this section of his career, is he turned out a stud. This nigga deadass has a lesbian wife, his words, not mine, but this is not to say that he dropped garbage. Like Wheezy, that beat, that sample is just like probably a sample of the year so far. Olympian, the whole vibe of that song reminds me maybe like No Time with Gunna off of Die-Lit. But I think even matched up against any of his albums, self-titled if you want to count that as an album, it's the least cohesive of anything he's ever dropped. Even self-titled, if you want to consider that an album, was way more cohesive from the top. You got songs like Kelly K, Other Shit, Number 9. That shit got me through middle school and high school. And I'm sure Carti can make songs like that. But I'm not even touching on the worst part of this, the AI allegations. I'm not going to fake like I know the whole systems behind this shit, but it's pretty obvious some parts of this are just not him. Like obviously on Timeless, it just sounds like AI slop. People have said that Fine Shit also is AI or some type of AI model or something like that. And I'm fine with just a casual stinker. Every good artist has a bad album. But I can't really get behind fake/AI music. I just can't really bump that for real. So it's kind of a deadly combination of his least cohesive album to date plus AI to make it even worse. Carti still has the skill to make good songs going forward, but I don't think he's putting the best foot forward when it comes to actually changing the culture and trying to make a cohesive body of work. But those are my thoughts. This is also my first video. Disagree? If you agree, drop a comment, you know what I'm saying? Give me a like and shit. World's first black person on every platform, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that shit. Tell your mom, tell your daughter, tell your son, tell your husband's boyfriend, whatever you need to do, let them know.